I'd like to welcome everybody, and since we don't have a flag in front of us, we will not do the flag salute today. I'd like to welcome everybody here. If you have something to say, just keep saying it, because sometimes it's hard to hear over each other. We'll start out with public comment period, and we have Scott Bankus here.
The reason I asked to be on the agenda was talking to the city water department and Nick. Apparently I must have had an earthquake or something out here back in September, because I had a broken propane line, and then unbeknownst to me, apparently the water line that ran to a hydrant right nearby it was broken as well, and we didn't notice it till actually it didn't break loose till about a week or so ago. And I typically use around 3,000 gallons a month. The month of September it jumped to 11,000, and apparently my next bill is going to be about 25,000 gallons. Being outside of the city limits, pay double the rate. And from what I understand from some people from the water department and from Nick, in years past, people that live outside of the district and they're paying double the rate could petition the city council to allow me to pay in-town rates because of the water line break and the excessive usage, or with a drastic change in my usage. So that's why I asked to be put on the agenda to see if the council would consider allowing me to, for the months that my usage dramatically jumped because of the water break, allow me to pay the regular rate than the double the rate.
The city rate, yes.
Yeah.
That's just on the water that was lost, not on your average, correct?
Correct. I'll still pay for the water that went through my meter, but it'll just pay the city rate rather than the out of city rate.
Right, the water lost, yes. So I looked at today with Laura, and his average is right around 4,000 if you divide the months out. What he's lost that we have on record right now is about 30,000 gallons of water. The way that breaks down is a double rate, obviously outside. In town is $5.25 per thousand. Outside town is double, so it's $10.50 per thousand. If you're to stay at charging out of town rate, it's $315 for 30,000. If you charge him in town, it's $157.50. Like I said, like he said, this is something that's been allowed in the past. So.
I recall an incident out on the outskirts of town probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe a little bit longer ago. We dealt with this issue and allowed them to pay in-town rates.
Yeah, we've done that several times, so I recall that we've done that. I might mention that Mark Berner has joined us. I'm not sure who CO or NA are.
There's probably people tuning in there.
Beg your pardon?
There's some people I sent the link to that are just listening.
Okay. I know that they can tell us later who they are so we can get it in our records. Okay. Do I hear any conversation on this? As far as I'm concerned, we have done this before. And what is your thought? What are your thoughts?
I'm fine with doing it. I'm assuming it's been repaired.
Well, we dug a whole lot of holes in the ground. Finally found it last weekend, so I'm hoping that it did. Although I walked out last night and I've got a hydrant that's leaking a little bit, so I'm hoping we found the leak. I got water pressure back out at the barn now after digging multiple holes.
Okay. Do I hear any motions for this or more conversation?
Excuse me, this is Sharon. I move we go ahead and allow him to pay city rate on the excess water that he's lost due to the leak.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Oh, who was that?
I'll second it. Jason.
Okay. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to allow Scott Bankus to pay half the city rate for his water due to leakage. Is there more conversation? Okay, let's vote, and I'm going to ask you to vote. I'm sorry, but I feel that needs to be part of the record. So Is somebody trying to say something?
Mayor, you just gonna go one by one?
Yeah, let's go one by one. Keith. Keith,
Keep muted.
I think you're on mute, Keith.
Yes, I'm for it.
Okay, okay, Jason,
Yes.
okay, Mark Brooks. Mark Brooks,
Yay,
okay, Sharon,
Yes,
can you hear me?
okay, Mark Berner,
Yes.
okay, Larry Segrist.
Yes.
Okay, I think I've gotten everybody. I don't think I left anybody out. Okay, motion carry, any opposed? Okay, motion carries 6-0.
Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you coming in.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, next we're ready for the consent agenda, which includes the minutes from our previous meeting, our appropriations, liquor licenses for Santa Fe and Twin Lakes liquor stores, a club liquor license for BG's and Flint Hills Saloon and Eatery. Do I hear a motion concerning the consent agenda?
Keith, so moved.
Okay, second?
Sharon, I
Jason.
second it.
Okay. Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. We'll go back through again. Keith Wessel,
Yes. Yes.
okay? Mark Berner,
Yes.
okay? Mark Brooks? You okay, Mark Brooks?
Yes,
Okay. Sharon?
Yes,
Okay. Jason Booker?
Yes.
Okay. Larry Segrist?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think I've heard everybody. All right. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 6-0. I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback, so if I act weird, I apologize. Okay, old business. PTS, Nick.
So just to update what's going on with the project, they have completed installation of all the HVAC in the city buildings. They have started installing LED lighting. They're starting at the armory and got some of that in. They're gonna start working through the end of January to get all that done. Water meter replacement has started in town. You may have seen a RTS vehicle running around town. They're installing water meters at residents here in town. The plan is to have all that stuff done by the end of June, barring any weather or anything like that. This is the update with CTS.
Turn your mic back on, Deb.
Yeah, good. Does anybody have any questions about
Here,
CTS?
what was the end completion?
The end date, Nick?
Yes, what was the completion date on that? I didn't catch that.
She's saying the end of January, because what's going on is the LED lights, they got some of them, but not all of them. So then the water meters, they are planning at the end of January, which I was running.
I mean,
The last time we talked about that, I think there was 26 or 28, they planned on being done.
That's good. It moved pretty fast once they got started. That's good.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, let's move on to the North Riverwalk Extension. Nick?
So I was contacted by a company that originally bid on the project. It's, I think it's Bright Construction. The bonding company's been in contact with them. They gave me a call. They're hoping to have all the paperwork and stuff signed this month and hoping to get in here sometime in January to start laying conduit, and doing the dirt work. And then as that goes, as the weather gets better, they'll plan on doing the concrete. So they're hoping to start sometime in January and be done sometime in March.
That's good.
But they're waiting on all the paperwork to get signed and all that stuff right now. They're in that phase.
Okay. Does anybody have any conversation or questions or anything about that project? Okay. Moving forward, we will go into new business. The first thing on the lineup here is the Trex skid steer and the track mini excavator leases. Yes.
We usually do 1-year leases on these. I did look at like a 5-year lease to see what that costs. It's quite a considerable amount more expensive compared to what the increase was for this year and probably next year. But it's going, the renewal for the skid steer is $7,750, and the renewal for the Mini X for 1 year is $9,000.
What were they last year?
Last year, the track skid steer was $6,250, and the Mini X was $7,000.
Okay, so we're going up about 70, or I mean 20. Actually, we're going down on that.
You're about $3,500.
Okay,
So if I look at a 3-year lease deal, and that's a lease purchase, you have to do a lease purchase, you have to buy it within the 3 years. And it was at like, I don't know, $27,000 or $28,000 a year on equipment. And then I had to look at a 5-year, one machine was a little over $12,000, the other one was almost $12,000. So this is still the better deal right now. I think we just need to look at that every year to see what the increase is and see what a 5-year lease does. Right now, this is still the better bang for your buck.
okay. Well, and it is nice to have them, they take care of any major problems, right? And it's just-
Yeah, so we've been sure with the skid steer this year, and they sent out a guy, I don't know, several times to work on it and do stuff. If we owned it, we wouldn't get that. We'd be getting charged for all the service calls and maintenance and part replacements and everything else for it, so.
Okay, that's good. Okay, does anybody have any questions or thoughts on this?
I just want to remind the council why we went with this several years ago was that it was a cost savings compared to buying new equipment. And it sounds like Nick's staying on top of that, comparing prices. We just need to make sure that we don't fall back to where we were before and it's costing us more than buying a new piece of equipment. So good job, Nick.
Mhm.
Is this, Nick, is this program similar to what KDOT does with Foley?
Yeah, so there's only so many of these contracts around. So you can do a 1-year or a 5-year, or you can do a 3-year lease purchase, and that's in 3 years you have to purchase it. But this is what a lot of entities do. They have these contracts, and the reason the prices are going up like they are is because more people are leasing equipment than buying it.
Right.
To lease it than it is to buy it and own it and be responsible for maintenance of it. I think you'll see you get to a point, at some point in the next probably 2 to 5 years, where your payment's going to equal buying one, so you might as well go ahead and do a lease purchase or a 5-year contract and have the option of buying it after the 5 years. But
Right.
now the numbers aren't that big to where you would need to do that.
I know this works pretty good for Foley because they can take that back after a year and take some write-off on it and still turn it over and sell it.
Yep.
There's a good market for that, so.
The thing about these contracts, once you get rid of one, you'll never get another one back. Because they don't have a bunch of these just floating around. People who have these contracts, they keep them. So,
Yeah, we don't want to lose them if they're still working for us.
yeah.
So, any other questions? Do I hear a motion to accept the new leases?
I'd make that motion, Mayor.
Okay,
This is Jason.
okay, thank you, Jason. Second,
Second.
Mark Brooks, okay. Been moved and seconded to approve the leases for the track skid steer for 1-year lease for $77.50 and the track mini excavator for 1-year lease for $9,000. All those in favor? Okay, let's see. Jason,
Yes.
okay. Keith,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Mark Berner,
I think he's already voted, but I'll vote yes.
okay, I'm sorry, I got the wrong mark. Okay, and Larry Segrist.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to go in order of my screen here. Okay, all those opposed? And hearing no opposed, motion carried 6-0. Okay. Next, we're ready for the governing body comments. I believe we've gotten through all of that. So let's start with Larry Segrist.
I have no comments for this evening, Mayor.
Okay. Sharon Hahn.
Don't have anything except just to wish a Merry Christmas and great holidays to everybody. And Nick, would you please pass along our best wishes to all of our employees for a good holiday season for them?
Will do.
Thank you. Okay, Keith.
There we go. I just want to encourage everybody to stay vigilant with this outbreak that we're experiencing right now. I know everybody understands that it is real serious and we've got a ways to go to get this vaccine to catch up. Happy holidays to everybody. Please stay safe and enjoy what you can. That's all I've got. And again, I also expressed great gratitude towards our city employees. I think we've got a wonderful bunch. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason Booker.
I'd say dittos to what Keith just said. Thanks everybody from the city for a great job, a good year. Please stay on top of your exposures. I think everybody's expecting this to blow up again in January, even worse than it has after November and Thanksgiving, and then kind of subside from there into next summer. So please be safe and have a great Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Mark Berner.
Nothing for me tonight, Mayor. Everybody have a good Christmas.
Okay. Mark Brooks.
Okay, Mayor, I do have a few things. The Council Grove Historic Sites Committee had a short meeting in conjunction with the Santa Fe Trail 200 meeting the other day, and one of the items that we have talked about is creating an easement at the courthouse where we have one of our historic signs posted near the east entrance of the courthouse. And Ken McClunnick thought it might be, Bill, you can weigh in on this. He's drafted an easement that we could have between the city and the county for basically who's in charge of maintenance of the sign. And I would be happy, if approved by the council, to take that to the county commissioners to get them to sign off on that. Bill, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, Mark, what you're basically talking about is what's referred to as an interlocal agreement. That basically be an agreement between the city and the county on those issues. So they're easy to do. It takes, of course, the approval of both governing bodies, both this body and the county commission. But they're easy to do. I'll be happy to prepare one if I just get the guidance on what you want in it.
Okay, maybe I could bring what Ken has thrown together, and then you can read that and create something of your own. Would that be okay? And I don't know what the council's thoughts on that are, but we're afraid that there'll be a lot of finger pointing who's responsible for it, and we were responsible for it. So we want to make sure down the line that's in place.
Who are you
If
looking
he's got
to?
something already,
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Bill.
oh, I'm sorry, Mayor. Does Ken already have something proposed, Mark? If so, maybe you could just email that to me and at least get a starting point.
Okay, yeah, he has something created. I've not read it yet. But I can get it to you and you can look at it. So I just basically need approval from the council to move forward.
Are we approving that we will take care of it or that they will take care of it? I didn't quite understand that.
That we will. It's our sign.
Our sign, okay.
It's
Yeah.
Is that what you thought, Councilman Hahn, too, from the conversation we had?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. It's just, as you said, trying to forestall problems later down and wanting to make sure that we can continue to make sure it's in good shape too. And we don't want something there that looks really ragtag later on.
Hey, Mark, why don't you send that to me and I can send it to Bill? That way I have a copy of it as well. So I'll be.
Okay.
Yeah, just send it to me and I'll send it to
All
Bill. We get back, we can send it back to you.
Okay. Do we need council approval before I move forward, or?
I think the council probably ought to see it before we approve it. Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody else feel that way?
Okay.
So I don't know exactly. Maybe after Bill gets it looked
Right.
over.
Yeah, just send it to me. I can send it to Bill. I can put it on the agenda for the first meeting in January, and it'll be part of the packet for everybody to look at. Be the-
Okay.
I'll take care of that. Okay, the second thing I have on my little list here is part of the Santa Fe Trail 200 events next year. One of the events that we're going to have is over at Crim Park, which is the Council Oak Park. And I've talked to Nick about this. We're going to need capabilities of hooking up one of our spiders, our electrical spiders, to the power pole over there. And I wanted to get approval from the council to move forward with that so we can check one more thing off our massive list of things that need to be done for 2021.
Hey, Mark, I think when you guys had your Mountain Men deal over there, we actually had a pole put in power over, I thought. So I think there's already power over there. We already
Yeah,
have, the city has the spider box.
but there's no capability of hooking the spider to it, is what I'm saying. No, isn't it just a plug that has to be put in?
Well, I think there's one, I can look, but I thought we put one in when we did that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you're right. We had a new power pole put in and moved out of the way, but I don't think there's capabilities of hooking that spider to it.
Well, I can, I
Um,
mean,
that's what I'm looking.
it'll be under $1,500 to get that done. I can just get that done. If that's all right with everybody.
Yeah, it's something we can use later too for other things. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And the final thing, that I'm representing the Cobb Mission State Historic Site with this one. We're right in the middle of some concrete work, sidewalk work, and there is a $58 building permit. And I'm asking the council to consider waiving that building permit for $58 to the Kansas Historical Society.
You want to make that a motion, Mark?
I don't think I should.
You won't be able
I'll
to
make
Mayor.
Beg pardon?
Mark won't be able to vote on it because he's making the request.
Well, and also it's his other employment. So do I hear a motion from somebody else?
I'll make that motion that we waive the $58 fee.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I second it. This is Sharon.
Okay. Been moved and seconded to waive the $58 building permit fee to the Historical Society or Commission? Commission, okay? For some
Well, it's a Kansas Historical Society.
Kansas Historical Society, okay. Okay, let's try this. Well, let's see, no, I don't have Larry in, okay. Jason? Yay or nay?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
Keith?
Yes.
Mark? Are you abstaining? Mark Brooks?
Which Mark?
Mark Brooks, I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm abstaining, please.
Okay, Sharon?
Yes.
Okay, Mark Brooks, or Berner? They both said
Yes.
him. Okay, and Larry Segrist?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries with the one abstention, so it makes the vote 6-0. Okay. Anything else,
The
Mark?
final thing here, I'd just like to wish everybody a wonderful Christmas. It's been a tough year, and I wish you all the best, your families, and buckle up because we got a big year planned for 2021, and we need everybody on course for that. So God bless you all.
Thank you. Okay, Bill, you're next.
Yeah.
Now you're on.
There we go. No, I don't actually have anything. I did want to point out, I saw a news article that might apply sometime soon, that a stone, a rock in Lawrence in a park is going to be moved to Council Grove, according to an AP story. It has something to do with Indian heritage. I didn't get all the detail on it, but
Yeah, it's a
I just thought I'd
rock.
bring up that okay, well, you know about it then, so.
Yeah, and they want to move it to
I don't have
Alagawahu.
anything else.
Yeah, they want to move it to Alagawahu, which is really not in city limits, so it could have an effect on city, but I don't think it will. I think it'll be between, I don't think we will have to do anything about that. So, but I appreciate you keeping on that. I saw that same thing and wondered about it. Anything else?
Thank you, that's all I had.
Okay, thank you. Nick?
A couple things. Jeff Walker, if you remember, helped us with our bridge inspection on our Valley Street. We got the report back and there were no major issues. So it'll be a couple of years before we have to have that inspected again. So there's nothing we need to worry about there. And then I was gonna ask, the first meeting in January after we're back, I think it would probably be a good idea to have another virtual meeting after the holidays until we see what happens with everything. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
While they're difficult, sometimes I think probably it would be the wisest thing to do because of quarantines, the ongoing quarantines and things. So does anybody have any problem with doing it virtually? As long as we get it out? Okay. I don't think,
We can go meeting by meeting and just see what the numbers are doing.
yeah. We'll plan on virtual unless some miraculous thing happens, so. Okay. Anything else, Nick?
Everybody good with that, Mayor?
Yeah, everyone was getting thumbs up.
I can't see.
Yeah, everyone was getting thumbs up and
Okay.
shaking heads.
That was it. Hope everybody has a happy holiday and stays healthy and safe and enjoy your families.
Okay. I don't believe I have anything else. I'm last, and other than I just wish you all a Merry Christmas. I'll repeat what everybody said. Our crew's doing a great job. All of our city employees. I know for a fact, because they were outside of my bedroom window for many hours last week with a water main break. They did a great job, bless their hearts. They got out there in that nasty mud. I felt bad for them. So I wanted to take them out blankets and stuff, and I thought, no, I'm not their mom, so I'm not going to, but I felt they did a wonderful job, so I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you too, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas and hope that you'll stay safe. And
Thank you,
so
Mayor.
yeah. Well, you're welcome. So with that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Since my mic's on, I'll make that motion.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Second?
I second it.
Okay, Sharon. And anybody who, I'm going to do this a little different. Anybody who opposes, say yes, they oppose. Okay, there being no opposing, I'm going to say the motion carries 6-0. I don't know if that's legal or not, but we'll call it legal tonight. Anyway, well, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. This was good. You guys all stood in there with us. It's kind of inconvenient, but it works. So thank you all, and you all have a Merry Christmas, okay?
All right.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, guys.